I want to say thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Sharon's going to join us in the afternoon. We're going to have an amazing jam-packed day full of learning. And today, I just want to say thank you to clients that, made the decision to show up today, kind of invest in yourselves. I want to say, if we haven't met before, I want to say thank you. And this morning, we're going to dive real deep into marketing. What is the messaging that we need to create in order to really drive conversion in our businesses? And that's really what I'm going to talk about this morning. We have a panel. We have a ton of stuff. If you're looking for an agenda for today, go to sheridanstreet.io/live. That'll kind of give you the entire agenda for the day, like Vikram said. But are you guys ready to dive into some marketing related things like attraction strategies on how to actually fill your funnel? We all good with that? Let's rock and roll. So our fundamental belief here at Sheridan Street is all conversion happens in conversation. Me and Vic we've been having conversations about this over the last little while. And when all conversion happens actually in great conversation. But before we can get to that today, and before we can talk about like the conversion element, we first have to talk about how do we even create the conversation? How do we even get ourselves in front of a prospect? And what is the human psychology? Everyone in the marketing space wants to know what is the right script or what is the right ad or what's the right platform. But how do you even create the conversation to begin with? I want to walk you through that today and some things that we're going to talk about. Before we get to that, we're going to take about 2 minutes and what I want you to do is open up your booklets, and you're already there. Thank you, Mario. You're already there. You already had. Open up your booklets to the first page. And something I've learned along the way is that when we come to an event, there's a fundamental belief that I have is live events change lives. You're here today for a transformation. You're here today because that there's something more. And my biggest breakthroughs in life have always come at live events. It's really cool because we get the opportunity to really host our first event. So what I want you to do is I want you to take 2 minutes, if we can put 2 minutes on the clock, and I just want you to write. I want you to write all the things that you're thinking about, everything that's going. I have this thing in escrow. I have, this listing coming up. You have things that are in your head, and I want you to get them out of your head and onto paper under the mind dump. So flip one page back there, John, under the mind dump. But what I want you to do is I want you to take 60 seconds to 2 minutes, and I just want you to write. So just go ahead and write. 60 seconds to 2 minutes. Whatever's on your mind, it could be something in relation to a relationship. It could be something in relation to something personal you have. It could be something in relation to business. What's on your mind that's holding you back from essentially opening up your mind so you can experience breakthrough today? We're going to give you some frameworks today to think about how to market. I'm going to give you some tactics. I'm going to give you some courses. I have a whole bunch of stuff I want to give you, but I want you to think about, do I have something in escrow? Do I have a fire back home? Do I have an email that's sitting in the email red inbox that I need to respond to? So you can do that all at lunch. For now, what we're hoping for is we're hoping that you can just get that all on a paper, and then when you go to the break, you go to lunch, you can handle that. There's going to be some powerful stuff today, especially in the afternoon with Sharon, so we're really excited about that. 30 seconds. How does that feel? Gotta get everything out of your head and onto paper. Feel good? Awesome. So if we're just meeting for the first time, my name is Cody from Sheridan Street. The co-host of the Origin podcast. I have a book called What If You Could? The Mindset and Business Blueprint for Your Life of Purpose. Expertise has been featured Ticker News, Thrive Global, Business Insider. I don't say this to impress you. I just say this to impress on you that what we're going to chat about today has worked for multiple agents, multiple industries from across the country. And what really my goal more than anything today is I'm going to tell you a quick story, and we're going to dive deep into tactics. For those that have spent time with me know that I'm a tactical guy, but I think it's important to kind of give you context for how I even got here today. So that's a photo of me back in 2017. I can give you all the tactics. I can give you all the tools. I can give you, and I want to do that today. I'm going to give you courses. I'm a tactical guy. But back 2017, 2018, I had a limiting belief. And it held me back from even experiencing what I'm experiencing today with having you here today. And my limiting belief was no one could do things like me. It hindered my hiring. I couldn't hire anyone. Back there, I had one video editor with me, and I was doing all the work. the belief, subconscious belief I had in my head was like, no one can do this as good as me. I could, like, no one can write an email as good as me. No one can, create a Facebook ad as good as me. And it hindered me from asking for help. I didn't ask for help. And so many people, and I talk to so many agents in this industry that are afraid to ask for help because they go on a Facebook group and they ask a question and they get criticized. They get ostracized in Facebook groups. That's why so many people post, you see it, if you're in any real estate Facebook group, everyone posts anonymous and they get shit on in the Facebook group. The industry, and this happened the same thing in my world, in the agency world. I would ask a question, I get shit on in the Facebook group. How do you not know this? And it led me to sit in my office working 60, 70, 80 hours a week. And I'm like, I can't get ahead. I'm working 70 hours a week and I can't get ahead. I went to this conference. So when my belief changed, 2019. My core belief today is live events change lives. I really firmly believe that live events change lives. And I remember sitting, that's a photo I took of Brendan Burchard. He stood up, I remember him standing up on the table and he says, entrepreneurs, the reason so many of you struggle is you don't automate enough. You don't delegate enough. You don't remove enough non-needle moving activities in your business. You focus on all the busy things when you can hand that really off to a VA. And I'm like, what's a virtual assistant? I didn't even know what this was. I can hire somebody overseas and they could do all the tasks. I didn't even know this existed because I was afraid to ask for help. And it hindered, it hindered my business for so many years. And I remember texting my business partner at the time, Neil, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, I had this light bulb moment. And your light bulb moment is going to be different. Everyone's light bulb moment is different. Like when I go to live events and I'm writing stuff down, I don't know what it is about live events, but truthfully, I went to a live event back in January and I was really struggling. And I went to a mastermind that I'm a part of. And I went to this mastermind and I just opened up to the room and I said, you know what, guys, I'm actually really struggling right now. I don't know how to figure this out. I feel like I'm spinning my wheels. And we just loved on each other, probably 30, 40, business owners in the room. And that's really what we're trying to achieve today. I'm going to give you the tactics. I'm going to give you the tools. I'm going to give you the strategy today. But there's core beliefs that we need to tackle because if we don't tackle those core beliefs, there's no area for growth. And I remember sitting there in 2019 and it finally clicking and me messaging Neil being like, I'm doing this all wrong. Why am I working so hard and not getting ahead? That's our team 1 year later. Yeah. 1 year later, we flew, Vic was there. This is before we were partners. He flew in with me to Argentina and, we grew our team 20, 30 people literally within the course of a year or two because I finally let go. I finally let go of the thing that was holding me back from actually moving forward. So like I said, I'm going to give you the tips and tactics, but, and Vic is going to give you exactly what to say and Sharon's going to crush it. If you ever heard Sharon speak, he's going to absolutely annihilate today. He was amazing at Inman. We're going to give you all the tips and the tactics and the tools. But what I would give to you today is an opportunity to really wrestle with yourself. What are my limiting beliefs? What are the things that are holding me back from actually getting me to where I want to go? Whether it's you're at one deal a month, you're like, man, I have no idea how to get to two. Whether you're at 2 deals a month, and I have no idea how to get to 3. We have people in here who do, 300-400 million in production. How do I get to 8? Everyone is on the same path. The whole reason, if you look at the Sheridan Street model over here, it's at the center of it is we're all here because we want to experience growth. Because growth gives us the opportunity. Growth gives us purpose. Growth gives us more money to do more things. And growth is different for everyone. So I just wanted to set the stage here today to really give you an opportunity to think about what are my limiting beliefs. And as I go through the tactics today, I just want to give you that tool where it's okay, I'm going to give you a whole bunch of things to think about marketing. I'm going to give you a whole bunch of scripts today, and Vic's going to give you scripts. But I really want us to wrestle with what are our limiting beliefs, because those are the things that are going to unlock the ability, the confidence in order to implement the things we're going to talk about today. So I'm going to give you fundamental belief I have, me and Sharon were talking probably back in January at this conference we were at, and I use this tool whenever I do private coaching with clients. I literally set this over top of their business, and I give them this tool to look at and audit their current business. So, because real estate is really a game of traffic, it's a game of systems, and it's a game of skill. So what do I mean by that? When we think about real estate being a game of traffic, a game of systems, and a game of skill, this will set us up for an understanding of what do we need to work on? Because we're going to cover a lot today, and we're not going to be able to cover everything. So when I think about traffic, maybe what you need today is possibly you need to better your organic marketing. Maybe that's a solution. I'm going to give you some information around that today, around traffic. Maybe it's paid. Maybe you want to accelerate what it is that you're currently doing and drive more leads into your database. So maybe that's it. Maybe it's, from a traffic perspective, maybe it's something traditional. We were having a conversation with the Brownell team the other day. We were doing a live coaching day, and we're talking about how do we get more listings, and we're talking about implementing a 3-prong approach, because everything works. It just all takes time, skill, and volume. So the 3-prong approach I'm going to kind of walk you through that we're going to be working with them on is how do we run YouTube ads in the area, run mailers on top of that, and then on top of that, how do we do some door knocking? I'm going to give you some strategies around that today, some things that we're going to be working with them on. I want to give to you today because it's something I've been thinking a lot about in the traffic world. Now, when you put a layer over top of your business, maybe today you need to figure out, how do I actually automate my CRM? Maybe it's CRM and automation you need support with. And we're going to give you an opportunity to ask us any questions. Later on today, we're going to do a panel with Sharon at the Lunch and Learn today. We're going to do a rapid fire with Sharon. There's going to be a ton of opportunity to ask questions. So we're going to do some training this morning, but maybe it's CRM and automation that we need support with. There's so much, when you put this over top of your business and really look at, okay, so is it CRM and automation? Maybe it's lifetime nurture. Or maybe it's SOPs to outsource. So for me, looking back at when I first got into this world of agency world, when I got into this world of business, I didn't have any SOPs. So it's really difficult to kind of hand it off to a virtual assistant if you don't have SOPs, if you don't know the what, the how, the why. If there's one thing I can give you, spent thousands of dollars to hire, one of the best SOP coaches out there. And literally this is I think we spent around $15,000 to $20,000 to help them build our SOPs. And this, the SOP framework you should use for every single VA that you hire is, what do you do? How do you do it? Why do you do it? Because if you don't give them the why, they won't follow the process. They will break the process. What, how, why? You can use tools like Loom or tools like Scribe in order to build out your SOPs. And we chat a little bit about that later on today. There's tactical things we can give you, but I'm telling you, from a VA perspective, things will break. Shit will break very fast. You will get very pissed off if you don't give them the what, the how, the why. They need it broken out. This is why people fire VA so often. And then skills. Maybe you're here today and you're like, hey, I need more appointments. We're going to talk about that today. Maybe it's, hey, I need help with conversion on my buyer or my listing presentation. We're going to jam about that today. Or maybe it's just, presentations we need. But I want to gift you this tool to think about business, traffic system skills. Not the, hey, you need 5 lead sources. Everyone says, hey, you need 5 lead sources. It's what is the traffic? Is my traffic source going to be organic? Is it going to be paid? Am I going to do a little bit of traditional? I say you should do all 3. You need, in a business, you need all 3. You need a traditional way. So we call this activity business. So activity business could be door knocking, it could be cold calling, it could be open houses. That's I would consider that traditional. Organic, I would consider posting on social media. I'm going to give you kind of a tool on how do you actually pull leads off of social media, get them into your CRM, because that's super important. And then paid could be mailers, Mailers could be like a strategy. I would highly recommend mailers. They're working really well right now. Another paid strategy could be Facebook ads, could be YouTube ads, it could be Zillow. But having 3 sources, like Sharon will talk about integrated marketing strategy, for your own business, you need to have an integrated marketing strategy. Systems, CRM and automation. We have connections with people that will help you with your CRM. Maybe that's the thing. We'll answer any question you have about CRMs. I've used them all. We'll answer that today. Lifetime nurture. I think it's in my presentation, but if it's not, I'll get it to everyone. There's something we call email sprinkler. I'm just going to gift that to you today. I don't have time to talk about it, but I'm just going to gift it to you today. It's something super important. You should do it. Everyone that does it makes more money. So I'm going to give that to you today. SOPs, I gave you the framework, presentation, conversion appointments. I want to start there because I think that sets us up. I'm going to grab some water because I am drenched. How are we doing so far? Good? Is this helpful? I know. So today I want to make a priority list at the end of each session because we often come here like, this is great and this is a model, but we're not going to be able to tackle everything today. We're only here for a day. We're not going to be able to tackle everything, but this is going to give you a roadmap to think about real estate. Think about like, what are my traffic? What's my systems? What's my skill? When I think about what's broken in my business, I come back to this model of traffic, systems, skills, because it gives me the confidence to know that all I need to do is fix one of the 9 pillars. If I don't have enough leads, I need to go back to my traffic SOPs. I need to figure out like, okay, like how do I generate more leads? If the leads aren't converting, it's most likely my systems. Like it could be a lifetime nurture issue. It could be a CRM automation issue. It could be an SOP. Maybe my VA is not following up properly. And from a skills perspective, maybe I just suck at sales. That could be like a thing as well that I humbly say I'm not the best salesperson in here. When we try to tackle everything, we end up tackling nothing. And it leads to paralysis by analysis. Because like what I want you to leave with today, like my goal is like, what's my next right thing? I don't want you to tackle everything today. I don't want you to tackle everything over the next quarter. I want you to pick 2 to 3 things, 2 to 3 projects that you're going to work on over the next quarter. And I want you to push everything else out to the next quarter. We tackle everything in quarters. Has anyone read the book Traction by Gino Wickman? Yeah. So they break everything based out of, if you haven't read that book, highly, highly recommend it. It was literally the catalyst that helped me grow my business, like helped me run meetings, helped me Traction by Gino Wickman. It's an amazing book. Why does all of this matter is the important question, because the real estate market has changed. Like what worked in 20 and 2021, it's not working today. I think we can all agree, like what worked, like opening doors, and Sharon's going to talk about this a little bit later today. It's not working today. We have exited a momentum-based market. We've entered into what we call a skills-based market. There are people in this room that have got the skills necessary from Vikram that have taken leads that they thought were dead. They got the right skills necessary, and now they're converting those leads. We've exited it, and this is something me and Sharon have talked about. Like we've exited a momentum-based market. We're now in a skills-based market. So the big question today that I'm going to tackle, because he's going to tackle conversion, Sharon's going to do what Sharon does best. How do we even get in front of a prospect? How do we even generate a lead? Like what is even a lead? How do we do it from, I'm going to tackle, how do we do it organically? And then how do we do it from a paid perspective? They're 2 super important things. A lot of people think that they can just, in this market, they can just rely on paid lead gen. It's not working. It's a mixture of the 2, the organic and the paid. I'm going to talk about that. But before I can get to that, how do we generate the conversation? So this is what I call the 7-figure marketing funnel. I spent tens of millions of dollars across multiple platforms, organic and paid. And there's 4 different things we're going to talk about today in the side of this world. And the first one is messaging. Now, this is probably going to seem a little bit weird. Like, what do you mean by messaging? The better we become at messaging and copywriting, the better salespeople we become. Because all messaging is, when you become a good copywriter, like the words on a paper, so the words that Ryan is writing right here, the better you become at writing, the better salesperson you'll become. Fundamental belief. all great marketing and sales is human behavior and psychology. Really, at the end of the day, like that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about how do we actually get in front of the right people, say the right thing. 3 books that I would highly, highly, highly implore you to buy, to read. These are not marketing books. They are marketing books, but they're just human psychology books. I'm going to break apart something we call in breakthrough advertising today called the customer awareness journey. But these are the 3 books that literally changed the copy that I write, where we're selling low ticket products, high ticket products. How do we speak the right language to the right people? .com Secrets by Russell Brunson gives you an understanding of the flow of how to actually build a funnel. The Boron Letters is an amazing book by Gary Halbert. He wrote the book from prison to his son, who was a copywriter. So he's a super, super famous copywriter, phenomenal copywriter. It just gives you an understanding when you read the words on the page, you're like, oh, okay, this makes sense why he sells so much to so many people. So there's a few things I want to go through in regards to the customer awareness journey. One of the mistakes that I think that we make from customer awareness, and Eugene Schwartz talks about this in his book, is the first one is like understanding on a deep level that the majority of the market is just unaware. They're unaware of the solution. I had a conversation the other day with one of my team members, and I said, hey, when a prospect says that they're potentially interested in learning a little bit more about buying a home, are they problem aware or are they solution aware? He's like, well, they're solution aware. No, they're not solution aware. They're problem aware. They're aware they have a problem, but they haven't picked a solution. So when we're talking, on the first quadrant is not aware. So they're aware they have a problem. So the majority of the marketplace is aware that they have a problem. I'll give you an example. So say, for example, a buyer comes to you and a buyer says, hey, I don't have enough for a down payment. Well, how do we know they actually have the right information? The vast majority of buyers aren't aware of something that they call a 2-to-1 buy down. So are they buying the monthly payment or are they buying the down payment? Are they aware they can get a cheaper monthly payment with a 2-to-1 buy down? So they're just unaware. Like, you don't know what you don't know. Very similar to me, like back, in 2018, 2017, I didn't know what I didn't know. And the market, when you market to people, you have to understand, are you marketing to the unaware? Are you marketing, secondly, to the problem aware? That's number 2. So here, with the problem aware, you wake up to the fact that you actually physically have a problem. So let me just show you really quick a video of an example of an ad to an unaware audience. So this is a company video. I know I have to go up here, which is kind of weird, but I'm going to do it. But this is an example of an ad that you would create. So this is a Grammarly ad. So an example of an ad you would create specifically to an unaware audience, somebody who's not aware that they have a problem. And then what I want to hear, so I want you to be listening to the example of the unaware audience. And then I want to ask you some questions about what can you take from this type of ad?
This is Tyler. Tyler, with Grammarly's help, is writing an email to his boss, Anita. Tyler sits just 15 feet away, though it can feel like the distance to Antarctica, approximately 47 million feet. Tyler desperately wants Anita to like him, but doesn't want to sound unsure of himself. He also wants to explain the incident at the elevator. But this probably isn't the email for that. It's an email asking to lead a team workshop because more collaboration would be really helpful, beneficial. But Tyler worries that Anita doesn't think he's confident, especially after the time he told her,
I'm a suppository of information.
And she gave him this look, since he clearly didn't know what a suppository was. This time, Tyler is determined to find the right words, the ones that will connect best with Anita, so that when Tyler sends his email, he receives a response in just 4 minutes and 12 seconds. That includes phrases like, I'm impressed, and such initiative. And the distance between Tyler and Anita stops feeling so far. Grammarly, helping you connect. Go to Grammarly.com to download.
So what did we do here? What did this ad do? What was that? Change the wording, change the outcome. I love it. What else? What did this ad do? What was that? It gave him a solution, 100%. What was that? Told the story. Love it.
Identify a problem that most of us have.
Yeah, totally. 100%. Yeah. We can all relate to the situation, but we're not aware of the solution. There's so much in our market that we're so close to from a marketing perspective. Like 2-to-1 buy down is probably the best example, or it could be like a first-time home buyer grant. Actually, I was at a NAREP event a couple of years ago, and like I didn't realize this, but in a lot of markets, there's actually a ton of money available to first-time home buyers. Like, I'm talking like $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 grants that in your market, like we need to meet with our lender and figure out like, okay, can I be a problem solver here? Can I find the prospect a solution, not just belly to belly, face to face, but in my marketing? So like, for example, like if a prospect says to you something along the lines of like, if you're constantly getting, I can't afford a down payment, are we making videos? Are we making content around down payment assistance? Are we making content around 2-to-1 buy down options? Are we making content around all these things that'll actually give them the information that they're actually looking for? And this goes from paid and organic. So it's the organic, like for example, and I'm going to give you some tactics today to think about like from a content perspective, but like, can we just upload our email list and just spend $1.41 a day on Facebook and just create a video on 2-to-1 buy down and kind of explain to them down payment assistance? 100% you can. I'm going to show you how to do that today. And the question becomes, how do we actually come up with ideas? Has anyone heard of Answer the Public? Only one person? A small amount of the room. Who has heard of answerthepublic.com? So about half the room. Okay. Answerthepublic.com is owned by Neil Patel. Neil Patel is one of the best platforms you'll use for creating content to run ads directly to or your content creation. It's all the questions that people are asking online about real estate. Answer the Public, like I could literally like up here ask I just type in the keyword real estate and it's the what questions, the why questions, the how questions. I could type in a real estate mortgage. I get all the questions people are asking.
Is it different than Quora?
A little different. Yeah, I find it's a little better than Quora. Yeah, but Answer the Public, I'm telling you, if you're looking for ideas around problem-aware content, you answer the questions people are asking on Google in your content. But I'll give you another hack. These questions people are asking, in your Google business profile, there's an answer question that you can actually answer these questions in your Google business profile, and it'll help your ranking from your Google business profile because you're answering the questions people are asking on Google. Increase your Google business awareness. Obviously, reviews are the best thing you can get, and we're going to talk about that. But from an organic ranking, Answer the Public, create content, post that content on your Google business profile because you can actually upload directly to Google business profile. You can upload video, you can upload articles, you can upload everything. That'll increase your organic ranking. Alongside of, there's a section in your Google business profile where you can actually add in frequently asked questions. So all these questions people are asking online, when they ask the question in the area, your Google business profile is more likely to pop up. Everyone understand that? Like high level? Okay, cool. I can move it. So 81% of users said they're likely to check Google reviews before they visit a business. So this is actually up 63.3% from last year. A 63% increase of people saying that they look at your Google reviews before they call you. So we want solution-aware people. We're going to talk about that. That's in the customer messaging. We want solution-aware people, but we have to think about how do we talk to both unaware, the second is problem-aware, the third is solution-aware. How do we talk to people at every stage of the journey, wherever they're at? I'm going to give you two other things. I'm going to keep moving because we are running short on time. But the other two inside of that, so there's solution-aware, there's product-aware. So this is generally where your presentation would populate. So who here is with Real? Oh, wow. Holy crap. A lot of Real agents. Here's an idea. Here's content that you can create. Take content out of the buyer and the listing presentation. strip it from the buyer and the listing presentation for your solution-aware audience, and just create that as content. There's a saying that Sharon says called contracts and power players. This is inside of the Real Estate Sales Academy, contracts and power players. Real estate's a game of contracts and power players. It's governed by 3 agreements: the purchase agreement, the listing agreement, the buyer agreement. That's one piece of content. You can run ads to that one piece of content, and then you could talk to your solution-aware audience about the things they don't even know. Like you're crushing the buyer presentation right now. You should be literally taking bite-sized pieces from the buyer presentation and sending it to your email list, posting it on social media. That's one 5 to 6 minute video. Like, David, we should be doing that. We should be taking the buyer and the listing presentation and just be cutting it up and posting that as content, because that's going to reach the solution-aware people that we talk about. And then there's the most aware, which, the vast majority of people, that's what they want, but you have to take people through a customer journey in order to get them there. So the first thing is messaging. Everyone is so concerned about this next thing, which is super important, which is targeting, but on platforms like Facebook and Instagram, TikTok, targeting has become a lot more difficult. So I'm going to give you, and one of our friends from PropStream is actually here today, and I'm going to give him a little shout out here today, because these are 2 platforms that we've used. We found the best in order to get high quality data. There's other platforms out there, but PropStream has been one of the best platforms that I've personally seen when it comes to actually getting real homeowners information. There's other platforms out there, and I'm telling you, I think it's $99 for PropStream. It's not very expensive, but it actually gives you really good data. And the second one is batch leads. I just want to give you 2 things. So what you're going to do is one of the problems if you are running Facebook ads and you want to get in front of homeowners is you can only run ads to broad targeting. So you need to buy the data first and run ads direct. If you have a seller only strategy, if you're running broad targeting, you're putting your ads out in front of everyone. Now the problem is we're not if we have a seller only strategy, why would we run ads to people that aren't sellers? It's like running a mail strategy to somebody that it's like running a residential mail strategy to a commercial business. Might work, I guess, sort of, but you would send the mailers directly to the homeowners. You had a question? So PropStream and batch leads. So what you're going to do inside of the back end of Facebook is you're going to upload, so you're going to download the leads, you're going to download their information, you're going to upload it directly to Facebook, and you're going to just run ads to those leads. So when we run our strategy, David, what we're going to do is we're going to buy some data, we're going to upload the data, and we're going to run Facebook ads directly to those 1,000 leads. On top of that, we're going to run a 1 mile radius around the YouTube ads I'm going to get into, but we want to run ads directly to those people. Because if we just call them, I'm not saying calling directly to them can't work, but we got to warm them up a little bit. They have to see your face, because when you use Sharon's middleman strategy, if we're running ads to them first, or if we get opt-ins from those people, if we give them something of value prior to calling them, this is why it's not just digital, it's not just social, it's all 3 traditional. That's what we talk about traffic system skills today. YouTube, another strategy I want to give you today. YouTube is the only platform, aside from purchasing data, where you can run ads directly to homeowners. No other platform available to do that. So inside of YouTube's algorithm, they have the ability to target people that are homeowners, have mortgages, because they have that information, and you can run ads in a 1 to 2 mile radius. The problem is a lot of people don't know how to run YouTube ads, so they never run them. But in my opinion, YouTube ads is one of the best platforms to run ads if you want to make sure that your targeting is locked in. So Facebook and Instagram, buy the data, upload the data, run the ads. YouTube, just run ads directly to the people, and you'll know that you're targeting homeowners, or you can target people that are purchasing a home soon. So everything that was possible in 2015, 2016 from a targeting perspective on Facebook has gone away. That's why we have to buy the data first, upload it, and run ads to it. YouTube, we can do it organically. We can just literally run ads. Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna give you a course. You can try it to do it yourself. Like there's gonna be a QR code, and give it a whirl yourself. If not, you can reach out to us and we can help you. But my goal is just to give you the tools necessary in order to, if you want to do it yourself, you can, or you can hand it off to a VA. So that's targeting. Any other questions around targeting? So YouTube ads run from the Google Ads platform. So you would essentially run the ads on your Google Ads platform, and you would just connect your YouTube channel to that. So what you would do, and I'm going to give you a YouTube ads SOP today. But what you do is you upload the video on the back end of YouTube directly to just your YouTube channel as an unlisted video. You don't want it to be a public video. You want it to be an unlisted video so it doesn't mess up your algorithm and your ranking. 100%. You're fine. Yeah. That helpful? Any other? Go ahead.
Do you have analytics on where you're seeing the highest return between YouTube, IG?
YouTube. It's different in every single market because everyone's median prices are different. So like what we're seeing across the nation is pretty much like it's between $100 to $200 a lead. So a lead is a name and email address and a phone number and a property address. It's costing about $250 to $500 for a listing appointment. And then, from there, it just depends on how good your listing presentation is, unfortunately. So like we're seeing anywhere between about $1,500 to about $3,500 for a listing agreement signed. So it has to make sense in your market.
But that number you just gave me, that actually includes our finance team as well, because you said the cost of the lead is roughly $100 to $200, and then you name things that with the internal fund.
Yeah, you have to include your internal costs. I'm literally just talking about the money you would pay to YouTube in order to generate the lead. That's all I'm talking about. I'm not talking about your internal costs. I'm literally just talking about YouTube as a platform. That's what we're seeing, and it can fluctuate. That's what we're seeing across multiple markets across North America.
Are you using bots on YouTube for communication?
We run ads directly from YouTube. They opt in through a landing page, and then we're using a mixture of bots and humans to call people. Yeah. So you're going to find on YouTube, the leads are going to be a lot more receptive because they've seen your face. So they've seen you on the video, and on top of that, a YouTube lead is a lot different because they're already in research mode. So they're looking. It's an algorithm. It's like how do I do this? They're already asking the question. So your video pops up in stream. So and then you give them something of value. I'm going to explain that to you. Any other questions around targeting? Cool. Awesome. So the third thing we need to consider, everyone's like, the third thing you're going to love is your offer. So there's a thing that we call OVO. OVO was probably the thing that I learned the first thing I learned that really helped me understand how do I create a marketing funnel, both organic and paid. So I'm going to give it to you really quickly here. So number one, we have to get the opt-in. So what is the opt-in? The opt-in is a name, an email address, and a phone number. But we can't stop there. One of the mistakes that so many people make in marketing funnels, whether it be organic, I see do they just post content? They post more content. They post more content, but they never have the opportunity to build a relationship. The opt-in gives us the opportunity to continue the relationship. So, but we have to give the person a reason to want us to give their information. So how do we do that? You've heard this said time and time again. This is called value. What is value? I just gave you an example here. What is value? The buyer presentation has a crap load of value in it. The listing presentation inside of Treza has a ton of value in it. You cut that information up, you create content, and you say, hey, I just recorded a 6-minute video on the 3 agreements that govern the real estate transaction. So if you're worried about NAR, you're worried about the settlement, comment the word NAR below, and I'll give you access to this video I just created. So they opt in, they give me their information, I deliver the value, and then I make my offer. So one of the things that I see with realtors that they struggle with is making an offer. What is an offer? It could be, hey, you have a home, 123 Sheridan Street. You have this property You're in conversation with them. I'm going to give you a flow here in a second in order to think about this. But you have this flow that's possible. Opt-in value offer. The offer is, hey, why don't we hop on a quick call so I can kind of walk you through the 3 most important strategies you need to consider in order to sell your home in today's market. We call that the game plan frame. That's literally your thing. You just offer a free pricing strategy, not a CMA, like a free pricing strategy. I'm going to walk you through the 3 pricing strategies that every seller needs to know in today's market. That's an offer. Another offer could be, because ultimately, whatever your offer is, maybe it's an invite to a client event. Maybe it's an invite to a virtual event. Maybe you're hosting a home buyer seminar that you're doing. You get the opt-in, you deliver the value, you make your offer. So here's an example of one of our clients. So this would be like what a funnel would look like. Don't worry, I'm going to give you all the slides and everything, so you can take photos if you want. But one of my clients, Adam, we built a debt-free strategy, how to eliminate high-interest credit card debt. He's a mortgage broker. That's the opt-in. First name, last name, email address, phone number. He's currently getting about $90 showed appointments. He's just running this organically, and he's running this paid. And this is the page where he delivers the value. So there's a video there. So, Ryan, this is where your buyer strategy session would go. This is where the contracts and power players, and you would click the button, and they would get the guide. So value is, okay, I have a guide, but I also have a video. I have a guide and a video. If you do both of those things, and then you just create 6 different funnels that you bring people through. I'm gonna explain to you how that works. So you make your offer, and the 5th thing, you got to choose your medium, like we talked about today. So everything that I talked about can be used for traditional, it can be used for organic, it can be used for paid. You just need to make the decision on where do I want to spend my marketing dollars. Maybe you're like, hey, I'm a little strapped for cash right now. I'm going to give you an organic strategy of how you pull people off of social media in your content, because you need to pull them off to have a conversation. All conversion happens in conversation. But we post, expecting them to come to us, but we never give them an offer. We never give them something of value in order to get them to raise their hand. So I call this PDC. Whenever you create content from today on, I want you to have an unfair advantage, and I want you to use PDC. So PDC stands for post to the DM to the CRM. Everything you do and everything you should post, and it's literally a cyclical cycle, everything you do and everything you post should go post to DM to CRM. What do I mean by that? I'm going to show you practically what this looks like. So this is a hand raiser. Has anyone heard of a hand raiser before? 2 people? 3 people? I just put together 28 of my best performing marketing emails for our Platinum Mastermind members. Want a copy? ? See, there's 80 comments there. 80 free leads. Free, F-R-E-E, free. Here's another example. This is my business coach, Taki Moore. Free download, how to repurpose content and get new clients with our weekly client machine. Want the link? I just created a brand new training. This could be for you. So inside the listing presentation, it could be a pricing strategy session. So if you want, say for example, you wanted to target more sellers. Hey, I just created a 6-minute training video walking you through, if you're considering selling your home, I just created a free pricing strategy that gives you the top 3 pricing strategies. Want a copy? ? I'm telling you, you go and you create that piece of content, you post it on your organic social media, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, people are going to start commenting. If you want to go one step further, what you do is you brand the post. So you say, if you want access, DM, comment the word pricing. So you'll get a bunch of people that will start commenting the word pricing on your content. So this could be via video. This could be via just organic posts like you see there. Here's another example. Story asked. This is really funny. So Sharon shared my post here. This was getting people to DM me a specific word. The word I think was replay. And what I do is I do the post, and then I take them to the DM, Like here's another example. I just put together a 6-minute video explaining how we use GPT to convert more clients. Want to see it? 116 comments, free leads. So the post is getting the hand raiser. You can do this in video form. You can do this in audio form. You can do this in just everyone can write this on Facebook. It's really, really simple. But then what you do, you can use a program like ManyChat to automate all this stuff on the back end. So when you create your 6 to 7 funnels, so your pricing strategy funnel for sellers, you have your 3 contracts that govern the real estate transaction. Those are like your listing presentation, your buyer presentation, your purchase agreement, like agreements rather, not presentations. What's another one we can give them? Vic, what's another thing in the buyer presentation? What? Offer strategy. So you could literally create a piece of content around, hey, I just recorded an 8-minute video explaining exactly how we win 90% of the listings, how we sell homes for over 30% over list. Want to see the video? And then you're walking them through in the video the offer strategy. Because then now you're giving them value. Now when you go to make your offer, hey, by the way, you want a free pricing strategy session to learn how we can help you potentially sell your home for 20 to 30% over asking? Just send me a DM or click my Calendly link and just book a call on my calendar. Go ahead.
What I think that the offer strategy would be fantastic for is we all know that many buyers are getting beat out of other offers.
Totally.
In, some of your markets. So I think a really good content piece would be, are you getting beat out by offers every single time you offer? Well, DM me the word offer and I'll send you a 6-minute offer strategy.
Boom. You got it. That easy. Please go home and do that. And let me know how it goes, because it will work. Okay. Yeah, exciting.
So are you getting beat out of offers in your market and you just feel like you can't get any home anymore? Well, DM me the word offer, and I will send you a 6-minute video on how to win 90% of our offers with our clients and what we're doing to get our offers accepted in today's competitive market.
We want to keep that short and concise. So, from a branding perspective, what you would say is you would say something like, hey, if you're getting beat out in offers, I created a 6-minute video teaching you how to win almost every offer, how to win almost any offer you make in today's market. If you want info, just DM me the word offer and I'll reach out with next steps. And then what you do in the DM, so you can use ManyChat. So ManyChat has a keyword opportunity. So when you create these 5 to 6 funnels, what's going to happen? I know I'm going really high level here. You create these 5 to 6 funnels on the back end, or you have your media team or your VA create these funnels. So you have your opt-in page, you have your page of value, and underneath the value page, what you do is you put a booking calendar at the very bottom. Because you want to give them an opportunity to actually book a time with you, and you're going to label it free pricing strategy session. Because people want that. They want a free pricing strategy session. So this is how you deliver the value. This is exactly what you do. Hey, Cody, he saw my post. What's happening? Need more listings. That's what's happening. What are you doing on YouTube? Record a voice note? Record a voice note? Send my calendar. Send the content. They opt in. They give me their name, their email address, and their phone number. They get the content. And then at the very bottom of the page, they can book an appointment with me. Now I keep the conversation going, and that's where Vikram will come in. Like, what do we say in the DM? The same language you'll use inside of the Real Estate Sales Academy is the same language you're going to use in the DMs. You're just going to ask sorting questions. Hey, like out of curiosity, like if you say, for example, you're targeting sellers, like, hey, how long have you been in your property? For under or over 10 years? Sorting question. You want to, when you DM with people on Instagram or on Facebook, you want to keep it super short and concise. You want to ask a this or that question.
Basically, how would your life be if you lived somewhere else that you wanted to be at, as opposed to being stuck in your house for another 5 years?
Exactly. Boom. Great situation question. So this is the DM convo. This is what I want you to follow. So you're going to go post to DM to CRM. So the CRM, when I say post to DM to CRM, what you're going to do is you're like that funnel is going to funnel into your CRM, and you're going to get everyone's contact, because God forbid you create all this amazing content. It's amazing. And then Instagram's like, you know what? I don't like your content anymore. Shut you down. How do you continue the conversation with your audience? We got to go post a DM to CRM. I want to protect you long term. Facebook, Instagram, these platforms are shutting you down. Maybe they go away someday. We don't want to lose the people. We don't want to lose the relationship. We need to get them in our CRM. How do we do that? Post to DM to CRM. So what you're going to do is you're going to have a voice note, and you're going to write you're going to be like, hey, I saw you were interested in, the offer pricing strategy, and you wanted, you wanted some more information. I posted it below. Oh, by the way, you just talk into your voice note. Oh, clicking the clicker here. Wow. Hey, what you caught your eye about X, Y, and Z thing? You're going to answer this or that question. You want to find out what their problem was. Like, why did they reach out to you in the first place? It's going to be something around the content you deliver. That's why I'm saying use the buyer and the listing presentation as your content tool. So scan this QR code here. This is called the 60-day social sprint. It's something I created a couple of years back. It gives you 60 days of content ideas. And the fifth, so we call it the 1 in 5 rule, where it's every 5 posts should be asking for we want to do a connection post. I'll actually pull it up really quickly here. So day 1 is a connection post. Day 2 is a character post. So this would be something about a story about how you love Sharon, or how you love Cody, or how you love, your coach in the space. Connection, that's a this or that question. Knowledge, this is your opportunity to go and answer the public and to create content. Creation is what's something you're currently working on. Just take a photo of it. And then the conversion question is the information I just gave you. Comment the word offer, and I'll give you access to that. You want to do that 1 in 5. I'm going to give you a framework today for how to create content. So I've shared this framework with some of our private clients. So when you're creating your ads, so we're going to shift gears a little bit into organic and ads. Whenever I'm creating an ad where I want to make an offer on that ad, video form, there's 5 things I think about. Number 1 is the problem. What's their core problem that they're currently dealing with? What is the symptom to that problem? The S stands for symptom. So problem, what is their core symptom? What is their fear? What's keeping them up at night? When I write this out in all my videos, I'm telling you, Vic knows this, literally I gave him this, all of his ads run with this framework. What's the problem? What's the symptom? What's the fear? What keeps them up at night? What's the cause to that problem? What's causing all these things to happen? What's causing their home not to sell in today's market? What fears do they have? If you know specifically who you're trying to reach, you know this, you just have to write it out. What's the problem, symptom, fear, cause, and then what's my offer to the marketplace? So if it's if they're getting outbeat by every other buyer in the market because you're in a bidding war right now in your local state, an offer video would be good. Hey, has anyone walked you through the 3 most important strategies that it takes in order to buy a home in today's market? That's the offer. Hey, if you want more information, just DM me the word offer, and I'll reach out at next steps. Post the DM to CRM. You deliver the link. They click the link. They give you their information. Now it's stored in your CRM. And now you can do something we call email sprinkler on the back end. I'm going to give you an advertising script for sellers. So, hey, did you know that most homeowners in your area, so in Sacramento, are sitting on tens of thousands of dollars in free equity, and they don't even know it? That's hook number 1, because we want to have multiple hooks in videos when we're recording video. Another thing about video when we're running YouTube ads or we're running Facebook ads is we need to test multiple hooks, because we have to capture their attention immediately within 3 seconds. Otherwise, we lose them. I specifically see this in ads because we're putting video in front of people that we don't know. So they might be problem aware, but they're not solution aware. They don't know who we are. They don't see us as the solution. So we need to get in front of them. So that's hook number 1. Hey, do not sell your home in Sacramento before downloading this. If you do just this one little thing before selling your house in this current market, you'll instantly increase its value. That's the second hook that I'm going to give you today. The third hook is, hey, do not sell your home. I think I just gave you that one. Hook number 3, if you want to sell your home in Sacramento for top dollar without paying an enormous commission, doing expensive renovations, or hosting open houses, I have a fantastic opportunity for you. Now, if you don't like that wording, you just flip it out. Like, you want to give them a reason to actually click through. Like, what are 3 things that sellers don't want to do? You want to give them that as an example. So maybe it's like not hosting open houses. We chatted about this the other day in our VIP training session. So it's like, how can we, we use Deal of the Week in order to spark up interest. So how do we do that to explain that, potentially we might not even have to put your home on the market. It might just be sold prior to us even putting it on the market, because we do this thing we call Deal of the Week. And we already have buyers that are potentially looking for the property. And then hook number 4 is, if you're a homeowner and have the perfect home and you're not looking to move within the next year, skip this video. However, if you're in a position where you really want to sell your home, but you're stuck in a situation where with high interest rate, you can't find your dream home, and you're worried about your property sitting on the market too long, keep watching. So what do we call that? We call that a dog whistle. What a dog whistle is it pushes away the people that this video is not for, and it hooks in the people that this video is for. Everyone understand dog whistle? Got it. You can use that in your marketing. I'm telling you, it works. We've used it for years. Hey, if you have 2,000 leads in your database, hey, if you have 3,000 leads in your database, this video is for you. We use it. Our clients use it. Highly recommend it. So the section number 2, so you record these 4 hooks, and then what you do is you say, hey, my name is Jim from your brokerage, and it's my mission to help homeowners that are considering to make a move find exactly what their home worth is in today's market, maximize their equity with our proven homeowner advantage method. So this is an example. You could use this video and talk about offer, for example. You just change the wording. You could use this framework and use it for buyers and talk about the buyer offer strategy. I recently put together a free PDF guide to show you the 9 most common mistakes homeowners make when it comes to selling their home so they don't lose equity when they go to sell. So I created this cool thing for you that's really, really awesome, and you need it because if you don't have it, this is going to happen. That's essentially what you're telling them in this section of the video. Now you need to show proof over promise. Who's heard that before? Proof over promise. How do we show proof? We get specific. For example, my client Tom recently reached out to find out what their home was worth, and they were able to sell their home in 12 days without any stress. They pocketed $20,000 of additional equity by using our method. Jim has a process. Good process drives good results. Invitation. If you want free access to Homeowner's Guide or see what your home is worth in its market, just click the link below. We'll see you on the other side. Now, if you're doing this organic, because you can take this same video and just post it on your social media. Hey, if you want access to this guide and see exactly what your home is worth in today's market or whatever your offer is, simply comment the word advantage and I'll reach out with next steps. You want to go ahead?
Okay, so where it comes from, we don't have a lot of what's your home worth in this market.
Yeah.
So is it a successful strategy still with Zillow out there? It most people know. So is it a successful click-through strategy?
Yeah, because what my home is worth in this market is still a really common search terminology. So what you would do is you would couple that with like a free PDF, like 9 mistakes to avoid before selling your home. So you would give them, like when they search, they're searching for, hey, what is my home is worth? But we give them something of value as well on top of that. Yeah. Is that helpful? Cool. Any other questions around this? I'm going to give you a lead course today. Go ahead and scan that. I can walk you through a lot of the tactics, but to actually sit down and actually create the thing, you could literally just put your VA inside of this course and they can set up YouTube ads, you set up Google ads, set up Facebook ads. Now you have to talk to them about strategy. Strategy is a totally different conversation, but the mechanics of how to run the ads is in here. I hope you got a ton of value today. I'm going to open it up for any questions and then we're kind of shift gears a little bit.